Hello, dear students. Welcome back to this channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very crucial. In every student's journey, there are going to be points where they will be tested. There is going to be some unseen circumstance that will come in your journey to passing the exam, just to test whether you stick to your study plan or not, whether you can still work hard or not. Mostly, these are going to be emotional issues that will happen. For example, there's going to be a breakup, there's going to be some relationship issues, there's going to be some family issues that will trouble you. There's going to be stress, comparison with your other friends who are succeeding, or maybe they've done more chapters. There are going to be emotional issues like that. There may be health issues that may come up suddenly out of nowhere. You might have an issue with your hand or your leg or your body or your eyes, something like that. I have noticed this happening with pretty much every student that I've worked with. Throughout their journey, once they start catching up pace, once they start studying really hard, they are studying 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, slowly they are progressing, they are completing their study plans. Out of the blue, something happens. Okay, one of my students, I was just discussing with her, she suddenly started developing this fever. And because of this fever, she was not able to study for a couple of days. Now, once that fever went away, after that, she struggled really hard to get back on track. Once you are not able to study because of some reason, something that happened, after that, it is very difficult to get back up and study because we feel guilt. We feel that we have lost the battle because we have not studied for so many days. And it's very hard to get back on track. At this moments like this, you have to remember that this happens with pretty much everyone. Literally every single student who is supposed to pass in the exam, they will face some or the other challenge. I promise you, that's something which is happening with everybody. It can be a health issue like this, wherein you waste a couple of your days. It could be that in your family you are having some sort of engagement or wedding or function which is causing you to waste some days and you can't avoid it. It may be that your family is pressurizing you, maybe your parents or some of your relatives are extremely narcissistic and they are pressurizing you, or they're making you feel less than enough. It may be possible that you have failed in the past and you're not able to overcome that. Okay, it may be many reasons. You have to see what is happening in your life. Okay, many students, they undergo some sort of breakup or some sort of relationship problems which affect them mentally. They're not able to overcome that and it disturbs them, it distracts them from studying. Some students, they are addicted to social media. Trust me, every single student has some or the other problem that is going on. And oftentimes these problems are not real problems. You might think it is a very real problem, but actually it's just a test. Somewhere, God out there, or luck, or fate, or the universe, it's just testing you. It's testing whether you're going to get distracted, whether you're going to get stressed, fearful, and you will stop studying, whether you will get into this guilt trip and you will lose more time, whether you will get off track, or you will avoid these distractions, this stress. You will handle the situation. You will handle it to the best possible way you can. I'll give you some examples, okay? So in my batch, there was this one student, beautiful, nice, lovely student. She developed many issues during her journey. She was very focused. She wanted to give her best. But once she developed some problem with her hand, then she developed some problem in her body. Out of the blue, okay? Out of the blue, there were things that were happening in her life. And instead of worrying about those things, somehow she just was studying. Even when she was in pain, even when she was distracted, even when her body was not supporting, she was still studying. See, I'm not telling you to avoid your health or mental or physical health, but give it enough attention. But at the same time, I want you to be strong enough to at the same time study, to not lose focus. You have to have focus like Arjuna. No matter what happens here or there, you should only be focused towards that goal of yours. How many marks do you want to score in different subjects? Do you want to pass in the exam or not? Right? Do you want to get a rank? What is your goal? One group, two groups? In this attempt or next attempt, what is your goal? You have to be so dedicatedly focused towards it that no matter what happens in your life, you are able to overcome that. You're able to manage your mind and still get back on study. Okay, let's say you waste a couple of days because of some stress, because of some family function, health issue, emotional issue, whatever. Now you are feeling guilty. You have to overcome this guilt. See, a couple of days wasted is not a big deal. But what is important is that this stress that comes in your head, you're able to process it. Okay? Once you learn to process this emotion and get back to study, that is what is going to determine how successful you're going to get in this exam. See, this exam is having stress. In the exam room also you will have stress. As the exam keeps coming closer, you will feel stress. You should have the ability to manage stress. You cannot avoid these circumstances. External circumstances are not in our control. What is in our control is how we manage stress, how we are able to talk to ourselves and get ourselves out of that stress. Okay? So let's say you wasted a couple of days, now you're feeling guilty. So how are you going to talk to yourself? Are you going to tell yourself that, oh my god, I wasted so many days, I'm losing out, I'm such a loser, everybody's ahead of me, why did this happen with me, why is God not supporting me, now what will I do, maybe I should study 12 hours, maybe I should study 18 hours to cover up. That will never happen, by the way, huh? If you're studying 8 hours, stick to 8 hours. That's more important. Don't just directly think you will study 15 hours. Doesn't happen. Even if it happens one day or 2 days, it will go back to track. It will be a lapse after that. So rather stick on whatever targets you have set. So are you going to talk to yourself like this? Or are you going to be gentle with yourself, kind with yourself? Listen, everybody makes mistakes. So what are you going to say? See, the right person or the right mindset would be to let it go, to tell yourself that listen, it happens, I'm just a human, this happens with everybody, and I'm telling you this happens with everybody, by the way. This happens with every student who gives the exam. So everybody loses a couple of days here and there. It's not a big deal. All I need to do is get back on track. All I need to do is learn from this. Every bad thing that happens in your journey is a lesson to make your mind stronger. Okay? So what if this same circumstance happens again? What will you do? You will have to teach yourself. So this time if whatever circumstance happened, what did you learn from it? Next time, I'm not going to waste time. Next time, if my health is bad, I will take care of my health. I will take the medicines. I will avoid this kind of food, that kind of health routine. If my relatives are pressurizing me, I'm going to avoid my relatives. I'm not going to talk to them. If my friends, I'm feeling competitive with them and it's affecting my morale, I'm not going to look at their social media, I'm not going to talk to them. What is it that you have learned from here? How are you going to grow from here? Learn the lesson and move on and get back on your routine. Okay, so if you were studying 7-8 hours, get back to studying 7-8 hours. Everybody loses a couple of days here and there in their preparation. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be a little realistic. Don't be so pressurizing on yourself after something like this happens. Okay? Just learn the lesson, get back on study, manage your stress, keep yourself optimistic. Even in bad circumstance, you have to be talking right to yourself, positive talk to yourself, and accordingly get back to track. Okay? Understand that whatever bad things are happening in your life, it's just a test. God, the universe, they're testing you. Will you give up here? Will you lose track here? Or will you manage your stress? Will you learn the lesson? And will you still get back to studies? Trust me, these small little challenges that happen, the way they shape your mind, you become stress resistant. You can handle then no matter what kind of stress comes in your life. If you learn these lessons here, in your exam room also, you will make better decisions. See, the same kind of stress given to 5 different students, they all will react differently. Stress happens with everybody. External circumstances happens with everybody. So it's up to you how strong you are to manage this stress. How nicely you can overcome it. How nicely you can get back on track, make the right decisions. This skill, if you develop this now, it'll be a superpower. It will help you in the exams and in life. Okay? So don't miss out on it. Practice. Be nice to yourself. Do the right self-talk. Learn the lesson and move on. Don't give up. Don't be so harsh and negative to yourself. Be positive, be kind, and get back on track. Okay? I hope this video was helpful. And I'm gonna see you again very, very soon. If you have any comments, please write them down in the comment section below. Okay,